Thank you so much. I welcome you to Apostolic Insight. I'm your brother Secret. We can now understand why Nigeria is the number one in prayer. The world over, Nigeria is number one. It used to be number two. Afghanistan was first, then Nigeria was second. But now Nigeria is number one. Nigeria is also the worst governed country on the face of the earth. They used to classify Nigeria as number 4, but as of today, with the activities of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is only interested in 2027 and does not care about the welfare of the Nigerian people, Nigeria is now the worst governed country on the face of the earth.
I agree with all the things he said. One is that it was a big lie for him to say that the war was not against the Igbo people of Nigeria. What can be further from the truth? They said he was in Abeokuta. He wasn't in Abeokuta, and he heard about the insurrection in Abeokuta, and he was somewhere, and suddenly he saw how it ended. He snowballed into assassination of Agui Ironsi. That he wasn't part of the coup. He didn't know anything about it, but he later emerged as head of state after the coup, counter-coup was organized. That is somebody telling lies. And for him to say that the war was not against the Igbo people, I thought by now we should be apologizing to the Igbo people for the role he played in that civil war. Instead of coming here to challenge our sensibilities, that I think insult, not challenges, insulting our sensibilities, that the war was not against the Igbos. Who were the victims of the war?
The more we pray, the more we see corruption. The more we pray, the more we see insecurity. The more we pray, we see wickedness, demonic wickedness, ever increasing wickedness, kidnapping, organ harvesting, extrajudicial killing, unheard of in human history. It's as if Nigeria is at war. Yet, when elders ordinarily should put on their thinking cap and begin to look for solution to the problem of Nigeria, General Gowon at 91 is compounding the problem of Nigeria. The leader of Nigeria Press, prayer man, Nigeria Press, is the one who had made himself a cog in the wheel of progress of Nigeria. At 91, Gowon was supposed to be bringing Nigerians together. Gowon was supposed to be healing the wound of the Nigerian people. Gowon was supposed to make good certain mistake made in the past. Yet, at 91, Gowon is fully out to do more evil than he did in the past. If somebody is having a problem in the eye, the only solution Gowon knows he will bring is to add pepper to that troubled eye already. How can Gowon stand logic on its head? Gowon, the leader of Nigerian Press, will be the one to tell the world the Nigerian Civil War was not against Igbo. What sounds like that? What sounds like that? The massacre of the Igbo race. 3 million Igbos lost their life. And somebody is telling you it was not against Igbo race. They mobilized Africa, mobilized the whole world to come against Igbo. They blocked everywhere. There was no food supply. Go to Afghanistan. The world is supplying food to the people there, even when the war is raging. Yet, they did not allow food to enter into Igbo land. Children died of kwashiorkor. Supervised by Gowon, he watched and with excitement, he was happy as Igbo children were dying of kwashiorkor. Gowon had no human sympathy. His milk of human kindness dried up long ago. Gowon lost his humanity years back. Yet, he's not making any effort. What we see is hypocritical prayer by people who had failed to obey God, who said, if my people who are called by my name. He said, one of the things we must do is not just humbling yourself to pray. Turn from your wicked ways. But Nigeria priests have refused to obey God. That's why Gowon will tell you the civil war was not against Igbo. So the civil war was against the Fulani, or against Yoruba people, against the American people, or against the British people.
It's sure that if it is not a war against the Igbos as such, but it is in order to stop the breaking up of Nigeria, right? Yes, and so what I did, I get a code of conduct. How the operations was to go, etc. And we are not fighting the people. Make sure that we protect them, all people, protect the women, women, and children, and you will only take up arms against those who take up arms against you. And honestly, and with the instruction that anything that was done.
Go on, why this? Why this? At this age, at this time, why this? Who expected you should be looking for solution? Who expected you should contribute to heal the wound? Do you see why the 3R of reconciliation, rehabilitation, and reconstruction was just a game of deceit? Nothing happened. General Gowon need to explain who are those that receive 20 pounds. Even if you have 2 trillion, 2 billion, 100 million, 200 million, 500 million in the bank, what you get in return is 20 pounds. Gowon, was that given to Hausas or Fulanis or Yoruba people or Ghanaians or Americans or British people or Israeli citizens? If the civil war was not against Igbo, abandoned property just by our neighbor here, our own people here in Rivers State, is it against the Fulanis that their property were seized, or the Yorubas? Who? How can elders mock shame, deny the obvious? You are looking for a mirror to enable you take a look, see what you are holding in your hand. You are holding it in your hand. What a tragedy. See why Nigeria is not moving forward. You see why we pray and pray and pray and pray just for the fun of it. It's like we pray to the unknown God. The one and only true God. We are not ready to obey him. Turn from our wicked ways. You see why darkness covers Nigeria? Because we are not ready to shine as light to be a witness to the truth. See why we are not ready to be a witness to the truth. We are the darkness of the country, Nigeria, because we hate truth. We live in lies. The writers of John was bold to point out, I'm so happy to hear that my children walk in truth, not walk in criminal deceit, not walking in falsehood, not walking in darkness. I quickly appealed with Elder Statesman General Gowon to bring an immediate end to Nigerian press. If those praying hate truth, if those praying cannot defend the truth, Jesus Christ said, to this end was I born, for this cause came I into the world, that I will be a witness to the truth. If men hate truth, they have no reason to mock themselves and say they are praying to God. It makes no sense at all. Jesus Christ said, the work of your Father you will do. Yeah, he said, from the beginning, he had been a liar. And he had been a liar, and that he abode not in truth. What do you know? The devil is the father of those who will not stand for the truth. What do you know that? The truth must be presented. And I bless God. We are living at a time where the evil that men do no longer live after them. The evil lives with them now. That's why this challenge is coming. It is because this evil live with them. That's what stay up IBB. God put it in him to now present the truth that the 1966 coup was not Igbo coup. The very reason for which Igbo generals were slaughtered in a counter coup. Many of them killed in a counter coup. Igbo army officers. The very reason Igbos were slaughtered in the north and their dead bodies, mutilated bodies, brought to the east, which laid the foundation to the uprising. The same Gowon that went to Aburi, signed an accord, came back to Nigeria and could not comply to what he had signed, which brought us to this sorry state, is the same Gowon that will stand logic on his head and say the civil war was not against Igbo. Maybe it was against the Fulanis or the Yorubas. Tomorrow will tell. General Gowon, bring an end to Nigeria press. That prayer may be to the unknown God. If those behind the prayer hate truth and live in lies, this is the obvious way to go. We must speak truth to power. We can't continue in this darkness. People are dying because of the activities of men who ordinarily was supposed to show the way, was supposed to be good leaders, was supposed to create a path, a future for generation unborn. Your activities brought us to this sorry state. Then we'll carry Bible and pray to the unknown God, the one and only true God that can answer prayer. We will not obey him. General Gowon, bring an end to Nigerian praise. If those involved in this prayer are enemies of the truth, enemies of righteousness, we cannot love wickedness and expect to move Nigeria forward. The word is enough for the wise.